Brandon Gaudin, and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Miller, the lone setback. He'll get it running right. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Miller. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run. Probing now early to try and get things done later.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Osweiler completes this one to Cecil Shorts. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does, where a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits. Sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
Here's Osweiler to throw. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And when they signed Will Fuller, they wanted him to make an immediate impact. I think so far in the preseason, he has.
I would agree with that. And his running mate at wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, he posted on his social media accounts, no more double teams when Will Fuller was drafted.
That's a good tandem 1-2. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On the dive, here's the fullback Prosh. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run it with a fullback Prosh. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play of who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it, And on that play he did, so you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
First and goal at the 3-yard line now. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. Now, Edelman, of course, Charles, along with Gronk, the top 2 targets for the Pats, but they've got some other guys in the mix as well, don't they?
Martellus Bennett, who came to the Patriots in the offseason, he can be one of the top tight ends in the league. And Chris Hogan has been sensational in preseason play. But let's face it, you've got to love Julian Edelman. He's a smaller guy, but he plays like he's the same size as Gronk.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight.
Not at all.
It's the size of the fight in the dog. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. After the interception, here's Osweiler. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 16 on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Houston first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
This will be caught inside the 10. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Texans will extend their lead. Novak is on to attempt the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. Over the middle, it's Amendola. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Brady to throw on 2nd down. Incomplete. He was looking to find some space for Dion Lewis there. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
And he's brought down after a good game.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Well, LeGarrette Blount, Charles, he's had a good preseason so far. In week 2, 11 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Looked pretty sharp.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, who will have to start the season at quarterback, may have to lean on him an awful lot. They've had some injury issues. Dion Lewis, a running back, is out for at least another month after a recent surgery. They lost their starting right tackle, Sebastian Vollmer. Luckily, LeGarrette Blount can often run through some tacklers.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Brady gives now to Blount. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Here we go.
They'll try and sneak it here. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
And this is a spot where you have your offense stay out there to get those few inches. It's too long for a field goal. It's not worth punting. So this is the right decision as far as I'm concerned, and they wind up picking up the 1st down.
Here's Blount. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I love when a play results in a game that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages, and that is anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receiver. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
And he's brought down. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Foxborough after this. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They come out here in the I. And from the 3 now. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Martellus Bennett, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Patriots are back within a score. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. Throwing now, Osweiler on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. So the incompletion there, but looking at the pass game across the board in the NFL, Charles, week 2 of the preseason, they experimented with a second back judge, 8 officials. What did you think?
Yeah, I like what you pointed out there. Game 2, all games, the experiment happened. The extra official, the 8th guy, he will affect the passing game, but he'll also affect the running game because he'll watch inside to see for illegal blocks and holding. Just think about it this way, though. If they're trying it out here in the preseason, look for it to become a permanent deal in the NFL starting in 2017.
Now Osweiler dumps it complete to Miller. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it's a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And just like that, it's third down. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Again, Osweiler. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. That is incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Brady now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And that is, I think he caught it. He they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. And tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
Take your word for it, my man. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. On the return now, here's Keyshawn Martin. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Let's go.
Again, here's Blunt. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. From midfield, here's Brady. Going underneath for Lewis. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it here with Blunt. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Not an ideal spot to be on first down, but I love that the play caller did not immediately abandon the running game and say, okay, we've got to throw it in order to pick it up. Stayed with the run, was rewarded with a big-time pickup. Now they're in 2nd and manageable.
Brady to throw on 2nd down. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Brian Cushing. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Dante Hightower from that outside linebacker spot. He's able to get in there for a loss of 9. On 2nd down, Osweiler. Oh, the hurdle! Will Fuller was the intended target. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops. An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Yeah, another DB. Throwing, Osweiler. He's going to loft one. And this will be caught at the 30. A big hook up there. Osweiler to Hopkins. 44 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you're probably going to have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run it again with Miller. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything. And sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day. Get the blocker away and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Alfred Blue, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Brady. Dumps it off to Lewis. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
The former Bill, Chris Hogan, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. Picked